And as fall arrives, summer ends on a very dry note in the deep south. The Mississippi River is being hit hard by a drought, and the water levels are so low that a giant mass of salt water from the Gulf is creeping into the riverbed. That means the water supply of big cities like New Orleans are at risk of saline contamination. Wow. It is coming up on 11:16 now. You don't hear about that happening.
No, it was last year that the Mississippi water level was already at a low, but they didn't have this kind of problem down in New Orleans. It's interesting because they've installed dams and levees underwater in the Mississippi because salt water is heavier than typical water coming out of the Mississippi. So that heavy water sinks down to the bottom of the ocean. So these levees protect it, but there's really not enough water flowing out of there so that even though those levees are installed, that salt water is creeping over those and getting into the New Orleans water supply.
Yeah, and does that contamination last for a while, or something that comes and goes pretty quickly?
It would be a problem for them because that salt can corrode pipes. It can cause all sorts of problems in the infrastructure. So something they're watching. I know they're, obviously hoping for rain. But what I've outlined here, here's the drought monitor, and what I've outlined, this is the Mississippi River watershed. So anything inside that blue line is where the water flows into the Mississippi eventually. And you can see all the red inside that circle. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of drought across a good portion of the Mississippi watershed, especially as you get down towards Louisiana. New Orleans, I just checked, is running on the year 2 feet below average in terms of rainfall. We were running about 4 or 5 inches, and we had a drought. We were really worried about it, right? 2 feet, 24 inches below average. As we go over the next 5 days, unfortunately, there's not much rain for Louisiana. Hopefully, the pattern will change from there. You see how we get some rain in the upper Midwest, but some big-time problems down there. And in terms of where New Orleans is right there, here's where that saltwater flow is right now coming up the Mississippi because this flow is not strong enough. So hopefully, over the next week or two, we can get some rain across portions of anywhere of Louisiana, even up towards the north as well. At home, we don't have any worries. What a place to live, right? We've got a full moon outside. It's the harvest moon or the corn moon. Why? Well, because we're typically harvesting corn this time of year. That's what they call it. And it's also super moon, 14% bigger, 30% brighter. Go out and see it. It rose about 7:30. Beautiful sight. We've got mainly clear skies to see it. Temperatures are comfortable outside. We're in the 50s to near 60 degrees. We've got a very light wind. With all that moisture we have in the ground, which isn't much, but we did get some rain over the last 24 to 48 hours. That moisture and the calm wind combined to produce some fog. And we're going to see a pretty foggy start tomorrow. Look at Elyria now, down to 0.3 on our sensor there. Getting a little foggy out towards the east. Even Mansfield and down towards Dover experiencing some hazy skies right now. This fog will thicken up, and it's usually thickest right before daybreak. So we're talking 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning when we'll have the thickest fog. It'll burn off pretty quickly. We'll have no visibility problems. We'll get into the afternoon. Only problem will be you need your sunglasses because it's going to be a gorgeous Saturday. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Let's take you through your weekend. Tomorrow morning on the cool side, once the fog burns off, we're dealing with mainly sunny skies. We will have some clouds bubbling up throughout the day. We've got sunny skies in the forecast Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tomorrow, I don't think we have complete sunshine. So there's your bad news for the weekend. We'll have a couple clouds around. Sunday looks great. Maybe some morning fog to get you started. We'll be a tad warmer on Sunday with lots of sunshine, nice breeze, manageable humidity. Should make it in the upper 70s, and then more of the same on Monday. When does this change? Well, they've had big problems out east. This is that low pressure that went by yesterday. It kind of merged with this one off the east coast, and they have had all sorts of problems with flooding. JFK had their rainiest day since, I think, 42. They had 6 inches, maybe even up to a foot in spots of rain out east. New York City was flooded. For us, we don't deal with that. We deal with a system to the north that'll miss us, but we deal with this warmth. This warmth will start to move on in. Here you go, as you go into next week, we're talking 80 degrees. That's not easy to do. Our average 71 this time of year, so we are going to turn warm next week. The ridge sets up, but this ridge, it holds for a couple days, and then we get some cooler air, and then we get some colder air in here next weekend. This weekend looks markedly better than next weekend. Let's take you through it. High pressure in place all week. It'll be dry through Thursday. Frontal boundary arrives. We'll have some rain and rumbles Thursday and the Friday, and then a secondary low comes down, and it'll bring blustery conditions, wind off the lake, probably lake effect rain around here. We'll keep it rain, thankfully, but you notice how that rain starts to move in, and we do churn a little just different next weekend. Union Hill Mortgage 10-day forecast. I'll show it to you. 80s on Wednesday, down to the 60s, even upper 50s, even mid 50s next weekend with lots of showers around. Please enjoy this weekend.